What's good? What's good? Thank you for tuning in to Are You in That Mood podcast with Dom and E. Today, we're going to have our first 21 questions episode.
That's right. 21 hip hop questions that'll range from who's your favorite producer to who has the best verse on a certain song. So stay tuned and enjoy.
Yes, indeed. But first, let's get you in that mood.
This is what I do to get you in the mood. Baby, I'll do it all to get you in the mood. Are you in the mood, baby?
Y'all know who it is. I feel like $1 million. Yo, you in that mood yet? Are you in that mood yet?
What's good? What's good? Welcome back to the Are You in the Mood podcast with Dom and E. I'm your guy, Dom.
And I'm your man, E. Welcome back to the podcast. Got one question for you.
What's that?
Are you in that mood?
I am definitely in that mood.
It's been a minute,
It
man.
has been a minute.
It's been a minute.
A lot has been going on.
Yes, indeed.
But look, we back at it.
Yes, sir.
I'm thrilled. We got a good one for y'all today.
Yeah, we do.
We are doing 21 questions.
Yes.
And so this is a format that we're going to continue to do on the podcast. And it's just simply what it is. We're going to pick a subject. Today is hip hop. We're going to do 21 questions. You're going to get an idea of our favorite rappers, producers, how we feel about, who spit the best rhymes, the sickest rhymes, who made the hardest beat, things like that. So this is something that we're going to do, and we're going to do our first one today. So it should be real interesting.
Yes, just, rapid fire. We'll go back and forth with each other. We might spend more time on certain questions than others, and just kind of, you guys will get to see, kind of what we like and maybe what we don't like.
I know,
as
right?
Well.
Exactly.
It's gonna be a good time tonight.
Yes, indeed. But first, before we get to that, let's hit you with some reminders. Please, you can stream Are You in That Mood podcast with Dom and E on all streaming platforms, including Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio. Please remember, give us those 5 stars on the rating. It goes a long way. Also, video version of E's Place be on YouTube and Facebook. Remember to click like and subscribe. Turn on those bell notifications so you can get all of our content once we drop it.
Yes, indeed.
And then, we always say this.
We do.
Please chat in the comment section. Let us know how you feel about things.
We be in there.
We be in there. The chat room is open.
It is. We'll answer, even if the questions are silly sometimes.
Yeah.
But we will answer.
Yep. And we just appreciate the feedback.
Yeah.
And finally, we do live face-offs. Follow us on E's Place 0212 on Twitch. And follow E's Place 0212 on Instagram. We post, E will post content on there for you. We have a little fun thing we do called Sample Sundays. So you want to check that out.
Definitely check out Sample Sunday.
Yeah.
Every Sunday.
That's good. That's a fun thing to do.
Yeah, I love it. Love it.
So I just want to give a shout out to some of our loyal listeners. Even though the chat room isn't popping, y'all do hit us up on the side. Those of you that know us, you text us, you call us, you let us know when we see you in person. We went to a party last week and we got a lot of good feedback from somebody at the party said, like, oh, you're the other guy. He knew you,
Yeah.
but he didn't know me.
Right,
so then when
right.
we were talking about it, he was like, oh, you're the other guy on the podcast. I was like, yep, that's me.
That's right.
That's me. And shout out to Carissa. I appreciate the feedback that you've given. She hit me up. She's like, when y'all dropping another one, I'm all caught up.
Appreciate that.
I got
Thank you.
But really, I appreciate all you guys that tune in every time, because this is why we do it. We do it for the love, and we do it to entertain you guys, and to hopefully, sometimes there's a lot going on in the world, and we're talking about the culture. We don't really talk about current events and things like that. We want to keep it light, but we hope to give you that escape from what's going on out there. Give you something else to talk about, and hopefully, we can provide that kind of release for you.
Yes, indeed. Now, see, y'all were away from us for a couple weeks, so now you got to deal with us.
Yep.
We got a ton of
We
content
got so
coming,
much.
so we
Yeah.
here. We definitely here.
Exactly. Well, again, brother, I'm glad to be back sitting in the chair next
Man,
to you.
you already know.
Yes,
So
indeed.
excited.
So, okay, so 21 questions.
Mm-hmm.
I'll ask 21 questions.
I'm gonna go ahead and start it off with the first question.
Okay.
And so the first question we're gonna start off easy.
All right.
Favorite rapper. Now, y'all been paying attention. This should be an easy one for you guys. This should be an easy one for you guys. But who is your favorite rapper?
Favorite rapper, so I'm going to cheat. So 1A, Jay-Z, 1B, Joe Budden. Those are my guys. And how about yourself, sir?
I mean, I'm wearing my favorite rapper on the shirt. I don't know. You can't really see it because I'm behind it, but I have a Jay-Z Empire State of Mind shirt on.
Oh.
And so, yeah, Jay-Z is my favorite rapper. That should be a surprise to no one that's listened to this channel or even talked to me for more than 2 minutes in public. you probably know that Jay-Z is my favorite rapper.
Yes, indeed.
Question number 2.
All right.
Who's your favorite current rapper? Now, not to say that Jay-Z is not a current rapper.
Right.
But this is a little bit different. He's not as active as others right now.
Right.
He'll pop in from time to time, drop some jewels on us. But who would you say your favorite current rapper is?
That would be Wale.
I'm not surprised.
Wale, that's my guy.
Yeah.
How about yourself there?
Meek Mill.
Meek Mill.
Meek Mill, that's my guy. I'm going with Meek. There's something that's going to come later on one of these questions. I'm going to delve into it a little bit more. But yeah, definitely Meek Mill. For me.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, before we go,
yes,
I don't know about you. Before these questions, I tried to do my best to answer a different answer each time.
Yes.
I didn't want to duplicate.
I did the same,
Okay.
with the exception for one.
Okay.
For one, because and I did think about it, but I had to be also honest
Yeah.
with myself. But there's one repeat on my list.
I think I might have one.
But I kind of had the same mindset as you did. Like,
Okay.
let's give a little variety.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So question number 3.
Yes.
Favorite female rapper.
Missy.
Ooh.
Missy Elliott. Love Missy.
So underrated.
That's my girl. Yeah.
Who
So
was it? Was it Lil Wayne that just
Yeah.
put her number 1 on his personal list?
He definitely bigged her up.
Yeah.
He's always giving her props too.
Yeah.
So I think
Well
that's
deserved.
dope. Yeah.
Well deserved.
Yes.
That's a good look. Mine is Lauryn Hill. And Lauryn
alright.
Hill is my favorite female rapper.
Okay.
She's been my favorite female rapper pretty much since the Fugees'
Mhm.
second album.
Mhm.
I just really love with both of them. Like, neither Missy nor Lauryn Hill have sexualized themselves, which I'm not saying is anything. That's a part of entertainment and a part of hip hop, but it does get a little. It seems like an easy way out sometimes
Yeah.
for female rappers
I
to
can-
just
I can see-
sexualize themselves.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying.
Yeah, and so they've found other creative paths.
Let the
to
skill and the creative side speak for themselves.
Yes, indeed, and it's hard for a female to come into any male-dominated workspace,
Absolutely.
and especially something as misogynistic sometimes as hip hop. So, but for them to garner, especially Missy garners a lot of respect from her peers.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, Lauryn Hill too, though.
Yeah, that's
Definitely.
true for sure. So, favorite rap group, which is funny because we literally just recently had a rap group battle. We had Wu-Tang
Mhm.
versus Slaughterhouse.
Mhm.
So I'm very interested in seeing where I know he's gonna go and where he thinks I'm gonna go with this.
Okay, so you know my answer.
Yeah,
It is Slaughterhouse.
Yeah.
Now, I think I know your answer.
Okay. Hold on, before you guess mine though,
Okay.
just for the people that might not know, you
All
want to
right.
explain who Slaughterhouse is?
Okay, so Slaughterhouse they were comprised of 4 individual artists. So it was Joe Budden, Joel Ortiz, Royce the 5'9", and Crooked Eye.
Mm-hmm.
And just a quick backstory, all 4 of them had major deals. For whatever reason, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
So they created this collective called Slaughterhouse. That was about 2009.
Correct.
They had 2 albums, 2 mixtapes. They were signed to Shady for their second album,
Mm-hmm.
and they're on the rocks right now. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but all 4 of those guys, I loved them as lyricists, and then when they came together, I was in heaven.
Exceptional lyricists, all of them.
Yeah.
Exceptional. We saw them in concert.
We did.
At Slaughterhouse. We did
did
see them in concert. So shout out to that.
Yeah.
Very good show. So who do you think my favorite group is?
The Lox.
You are absolutely correct. And it's funny because it used to be Wu-Tang. It really did. And I'll be honest, when we're going through these questions and I sent them to you and I was filling them out myself, I did type Wu-Tang in. And then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I kind of did that out of just habit. You kind of fall into, I've been saying Wu-Tang, they came out in 1993 with their first album. So I've been saying it for so long. But once I thought, I was like, wow. I said, without me even realizing it, I changed. I still love Wu-Tang. I just represented them. Yeah. I just wore a full Killer Bee outfit.
All that yellow and black, everything.
Yeah. So I really love, but I had to, I listened to the Lox a lot more than I listened to Wu-Tang. The collective, same way he collectively loves the Slaughterhouse from the individuals to that group that they created. It's the same thing. The Lox didn't come out as individuals first, but they were a collective group that branched out individually with their careers. Right. But I listened to them individually more than I listened to Wu-Tang individually. And I listened to the Lox collectively more than I listened to the Wu-Tang collectively. And so I had to be honest, it's the Lox.
The Lox.
It's the Lox. Okay. Favorite rapper, this is question number 5.
Okay.
Favorite rapper under 30.
Not gonna lie, I had some trouble with this one.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna in detail some stuff another episode.
Okay.
But we'll save that for another time.
All right.
So under 30, I like Lil Baby.
Okay.
I like Lil Baby.
All right. How old is Lil Baby? Do you know?
I didn't know. I should have researched. I just assumed he's under 30, but
I'm quite sure he's under 30.
I actually don't know how old he is, but I just assumed he was under 30.
We're gonna check it out. And if he's 31, you have to come up with another answer off the
I'm in trouble.
But I'm quite sure he's under 30. I would imagine, or under 25. So, okay, it's actually researchers come back and said it's actually 27. So you're safe.
That's a little older than I thought. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie.
You'll have to come up with another one. So mine, I equally had trouble with it, and this might be showing us. I might be on my Gran Torino, Clint Eastwood, old man, get off my lawn.
I know
kind of deal.
I'm definitely gonna be,
because it was very hard for me to come up with somebody under 30 that I can really honestly say I rock with, and this person is kind of new to the mainstream scene.
Okay.
But I was introduced to her probably about 3 years ago. Even though she's kind of popping now.
Okay.
And that's Lotto. Formerly Miss Mulatto.
That's a good
Formerly
one.
Big Lotto.
Yeah.
And she was on Jermaine Dupri's show that I can't remember the name of it. I'll put it on the bottom when I remember.
It was Up Hip Hop?
No, it wasn't that. It was the competition where he had a whole bunch. He was like a whole bunch of kid rappers.
Okay.
And he had them in the house, and they were doing these competitions against each other.
Gotcha.
We'll get the name up for you in a second. But yeah, she was Miss Mulatto. I believe she was season 1. She might have been season 1.
Okay.
Or season 2. It's called The Rap Game. Jermaine Dupri, The Rap Game.
There we go.
So she was on there. She won it, and won season 1. She was Miss Mulatto. Now this filmed maybe around 2016. That's what I'm saying. It was a while ago, and I probably watched that season around 2019. I wasn't watching it when it was on.
Okay.
I caught it, I think, on Netflix.
Gotcha.
But she could spit. Like, she was dope, and she wrote her own rhymes. That was one of the things that she made sure people knew on the show. And now she's kind of popped off. I follow her on Instagram, so I could kind of see her coming up. And then she has the Big Energy song on the
Yeah.
radio
Oh,
now
yeah. Oh,
with
yeah.
with the Mariah sample,
Yeah.
and she's popping. She's popping, so she's my favorite. under
That's a
30.
good one.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I think she's around 22 or 23 now,
that makes
because
sense.
she was 16 on the show.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
so she's definitely under 30.
Okay.
Okay. Favorite storytelling rapper. This is question number 6.
Baby.
Oh, okay.
Notorious B.I.G.
He just recently had a birthday.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Rest in peace, Big, as
Yeah.
always. Everything was just so clear when he rhymed. It's just you can just picture everything happening.
Yeah,
I just loved listening to Biggie
yeah.
and the stories he would tell.
That's it's funny because that he the one what's the one on Life After Death when he was talking about the NBA player
Oh yeah.
that he robbed.
You know who it was?
It was I heard the rumor it was Anthony Mason.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
If y'all don't know it, what is
Is it story to tell?
It's a I got a story to tell. Yep.
Yeah.
Literally, we're talking about storytelling rappers, and he has a song called "Story to Tell," and it really was. You could kind of picture the whole thing.
Yeah.
And the person I picked, that's a good one, by the way. The person I picked, I felt like gives the same, where you can kind of picture exactly. It's like they paint the picture in your mind with the words.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think my person is not really spoken of as a storytelling rapper.
Interesting.
And I'm gonna name some songs first. He's done songs called "I Think I Can Beat Mike Tyson," "Nightmare on My Street," "Parents Just Don't Understand," "Fresh Prince." The Fresh Prince is my favorite storyteller. Even the theme song to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
That's a good
There's a
point.
story,
That is a great
if you
point.
think about, he's never brought up. Whenever you hear about storytelling rappers, Slick Rick is brought up.
Yeah.
Biggie's brought up. Like you never hear anybody say the Fresh Prince. But if you listen to Parents Don't Understand, is literally both verses, the first verse and the second verse. He's painting a picture, and when growing up and listening to him, I could literally see exactly what he was talking about. And if you heard the song before you saw the video, and then you watched the video's also telling the story, just like he painted it.
That's
So
very
nobody
interesting.
ever brings up the Fresh Prince.
And you know what we're going to hear soon? We're going to hear "Summertime."
Exactly.
Now that I think of it,
Summertime.
oh man,
Yep.
that's a really good one.
Yep. So I've always had conversations with people when we talk about storytelling rappers, and somebody brings up somebody like Slick Rick, and I was like, honestly, I think the Fresh Prince is a better storyteller.
That's
Yep.
dope.
So the Fresh Prince for me.
Is that unpopular?
It could be.
Mm.
Could be. Get in the comments. Let me know what you think. So question number 7.
All right.
Most underrated. And I feel like this is one that pops up on Reddit boards and hip hop boards and everything else, but most underrated.
Gonna stay on the brand.
Okay?
Crooked Eye,
Yeah.
aka King Crooked. I just think lyrically, he's one of the best I've ever heard. I mean, during
Yeah.
our battle, I was
Yeah.
playing some stuff, and it was just like, yo,
Yeah.
this dude, he's on another planet sometimes when he starts rapping.
He was one. I mean, there's no easy out with Slaughterhouse.
Right.
Like going into a Slaughterhouse battle, and I knew he had 4 monsters. It was like the Kevin Durant Warriors. It was like it's nobody, like you can't leave anybody open. and I knew Crook. He's definitely underrated, and I knew first of all, this is what I knew I was gonna have to deal with. That I wasn't gonna be able to provide on my end. I knew you were gonna have freestyles.
Yeah.
And boy, boy, did he pull them out on me, because I just didn't have that with the Wu. The whole, and then the ones that I could find weren't the best quality, because they were on the radio back. And, yeah, so it just wasn't the same quality, and it just wouldn't wrong the same. I couldn't have put that up against Slaughterhouse and Crooked Eye. But yeah, that's a dope one.
Thank you.
Mine, I think I've said on the podcast before. I definitely did on that More Rush Mountain podcast.
Okay.
Was it the More Rush Mountain? I believe it was the More Rush Mountain. Sheik Luch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Sheik Luch. And when I say and underrated to me because I feel like when people talk about the Locks, they talk about Jadakiss and Styles,
Absolutely.
and she kind of gets pushed to the background. But if you listen, she can spit.
He can.
He can spit. He can more than hold his own. And it's not only against his brothers in the Locks, but also we were discussing on Doing the Battle, the Wu Block album, where he does pretty much a whole album with it's D Block and Wu Tang, and he does a whole album with Ghostface, who's also a great lyricist.
Yeah,
and he more than holds his own on it. And I think the people in the industry know how dope Sheik is, but I just think people look at him as kind of the third guy when it comes to Jadakiss and Styles.
They definitely do.
Yeah,
a lot of people do.
But I really rocks with Sheik.
That's a really good one.
So this one might be an unpopular opinion coming up with this next one, but we're going to talk about with question number 8, most overrated. Yeah.
This is definitely going to be unpopular opinion. I'm going to go in more detail when we get into that episode.
Okay.
But for me, it's Mace.
Okay. I've heard you say this before.
It's Mace. I'll explain later.
Yeah.
So for right now, it's Mace.
Yeah. The same for me. This will be a little tease for our next episode that we're going to do, which is going to be Unpopular Opinions, the hip hop edition. Mixtape Weezy. Mixtape Weezy, I think, is the most overrated rapper that I could name. And so we're going to go, I will explain that on the Unpopular Opinion, because I know that's an unpopular
That's going to be spicy.
There's some of y'all that just watch out like,
yeah.
There's some of y'all probably thought I was going to say Drake. But no, Mixtape Weezy. Yep.
Whoa.
Question number 9.
All right.
Favorite producer.
Favorite producer, Timbo the King.
Yep.
Timberlane.
I knew that. Yeah, I think you know mine as well.
Yeah.
We've done producer.
We have.
We've done producer battles.
We have.
So yeah, my favorite producer is Kanye West.
Yep.
And just been a Yeezy fan for years. Kanye West, not Ye. But no, I've been a Yeezy fan. Early 2000s when he was with Rockefeller, and it hasn't changed. Even though my opinion of Kanye has changed based on his actions and some of his beliefs.
Yeah.
But the production that part hasn't changed for me. It's definitely Kanye.
That early 2000 Kanye was different.
Nasty.
Oh my goodness,
man, for sure. Okay, number 10, favorite album.
Favorite album, that is The Blueprint, Jay-Z. Again, we stay on brand here.
Yep, and I'm gonna stay right with it. Reasonable Doubt. That is my favorite album. That's the album that made me a Jay-Z fan, and love it to this day. Love it to this day.
Yeah.
Question number 11.
All right.
Favorite rap song. Now I do not know what your answer is going to be with this one.
I think you do though.
Okay. Maybe I won't be surprised.
Yeah. When I say it, you're gonna be like,
okay.
It's Snoop.
Oh,
what's my name?
God, I did know that. I did know that. Yes, I did know that.
What's my name? AKA Who Am I?
Yeah,
that's
I did know that. I knew that.
I go crazy every time it goes on.
I did know that. I don't know why. Yeah, that was crazy. I should have had that one immediately.
I'm trying to think of yours.
Yeah, mine is a very specific. Mine was a song that I loved already.
Okay.
And then a specific event happened that absolutely blew this song up for me, and I was just like, yeah, this is now play this at my funeral. It's inappropriate. But if at my funeral, I'm gonna tell my son Jordan now, play this at my funeral. Just apologize to everybody. Dreams and Nightmares.
Oh, okay.
Dreams and Nightmares. Play that.
That makes sense.
I want everybody partying at my funeral.
That makes sense.
And I already love the song. I mean, Meek Mill intros on any album, is dope.
He goes hard. Yeah.
But and Dreams and Nightmares was already just a dope song, and then it became the official song for the Eagles Super Bowl run in 2018 actually. It was the 2017 season, but it was 2018 was when the Super Bowl was played.
That makes sense.
But they, one of the position coaches played it during the meeting before their first divisional game, playoff game, and then that just became their unofficial theme song before the actual Super Bowl, and then that became the song that they ran out onto the field during the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
And it was at that moment that I knew we had won the Super Bowl.
Oof.
When they ran out, and then Tom Brady and them came out to Ozzy Osbourne Crazy Train. I was like, oh, it's no contest. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. We already got the trophy.
That makes sense.
So, yeah, dreams and nightmares.
That's a good one.
Yes, indeed.
I like that one.
Question number 12.
All right.
Favorite live group?
Okay, so for that one,
Mhm.
I had to rely on you
Okay.
because I haven't really seen many rap groups.
Okay.
Like we talked about, we saw Slaughterhouse, but
Mhm.
it wasn't like super wild.
Right.
So I'm
Yeah.
gonna say Red and Meth,
Okay.
just based off what I've seen online and based off the stories that you have told.
And that is exactly what I have. Method Man or Redman. The best I've seen between Wu-Tang and Solo and the Method Man or Redman tours, I've probably seen Method Man maybe at least 5 times.
Mm.
The first time was at the old Hammerjacks when How High
Mm.
was out, and both of them separate times jumped into the crowd. Redman jumped over my head, and Method Man climbed up to the second story, and jumped into the crowd,
That's crazy.
which I can't believe to this day he did that. And then like I said, I even put it on the video when we talked about it, during the backstage, not backstage, but during the Hard Knock Life tour that they were on, they came down from the ceiling into the crowd. But they always, and then the one story on a different concert when Redman came up and me and my brother pulled him up.
Oh yeah,
Into
yeah,
the, they just put on a show. It's all energy. It's just fun. It's just fun.
yeah. I would love to see them
Yeah.
in concert. I know that's fun.
Yeah, and then during the Wu-Tang concerts, Wu-Tang as a whole, they're not like these overly energetic people other than ODB.
Yeah,
It's like when, and the Method Man comes out from the back and it's just like brings the energy. And ODB, unfortunately, I've seen Wu-Tang 3 times. ODB was MIA all 3 times. I've never actually seen ODB in concert. But Method Man was there every time, and he just brought the energy. So yeah, Method Man and Redman for sure.
Yep.
Best rapper that can sing.
It's Drake.
Drake.
It's Drake. I mean, he actually put like an R&B album pretty much out, and it sounded good to me.
So this one is my one repeat.
Okay.
Lauryn Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Lauryn Hill. As good of, if not better, singer than rapper.
Yeah. Yeah.
The first time I actually saw Lauryn Hill, she was singing because it was Sister Act 2.
Got it.
And she was singing on Sister Act 2. And I actually did not know that was the same girl that was rapping on the Fugees on the Nappy Head song. I didn't know that was the same girl until I think I read an article. And they were like, yeah, she was in Sister Act 2. I was like, wait, what? I was like, that's her? I was like, wow. So
That's dope.
So yeah, Lauryn Hill. I mean, just
Yeah.
just a dope. She put out a classic album where she rapped and sang, and it's just nothing but dope. So that's my only repeat on this list. But I couldn't. I was going to say
You had to.
I had to. It was like,
absolutely.
I would have been lying to myself
Yeah.
and lying to you guys. So yeah, I had to do it. Question number 14.
All right.
Best underground group.
Best underground group. So again, I didn't want to repeat.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna say Griselda.
Okay,
I know they have like a major deal, but I still consider them underground.
I would too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would too.
But Benny the Butcher though,
Yeah,
that boy's a problem.
Yeah.
But Griselda as a collective, I think, especially right now,
Yeah.
love them.
I'm going to go with Slaughterhouse. They are, like we described before, just dope. I mean, I'm Joe Budden. I'm a huge Joe Budden fan, obviously, and it was probably, I also knew a lot of Royce, but it was definitely through Joe Budden that I got introduced to Joel and Crow, and it was just like, wow, these guys, all of them are just amazing.
All of them.
So yeah, it's definitely Slaughterhouse for me.
Okay.
Best radio freestyle. This is question number 15.
Okay. So I didn't want to be like everyone else because I feel like everyone says Black Thought,
Okay,
which they should.
Yeah.
Because
that was dope.
what he did was
Yeah.
incredible.
That was dope.
So I'm gonna go a little left and say, rest in peace, Fred the Godson.
Ooh.
When he went up to Flex.
Okay.
Yeah, he went up to Flex. And he just barred it down.
Okay.
So many punches, so many metaphors. I think we'll put some of that up.
It's definitely going to be included in
He
the
absolutely
it's definitely going to be included on this video.
destroys it.
We still strive for perfection. Shout out to New York, I like the direction. On the phone with my brother, he in correction. My bar's up, we'll always have a connection. Glock for protection, act big, get your Coogee clap. Red dot him from the phone like it's Google Maps. You can rap, but I'm harder. Why I run up on your range, turn it to Lil Wayne and give your Carter 5. Part of my different delivery. That crack house in the Bronx is what it did to me. Now we let the bass cook, then show the white girl. So she'll network like Twitter and Facebook. It's my word, we had 7 to scale. Used to work with a bird like Kevin McHale.
You get it?
Now you got the Xannies, Perks, and Oxycontins. Youngin told me, Fred, it works, the block is rocking. Who am I to tell them different? These rappers far from nice. Who am I to tell a distance? Hearing what you write, I don't know why you so persistent. Send me half your budget, I make it be of assistance. Past bars I'm in, they call your girl Kim, cause every time the car dash she in. Word clips well, 2 guns named Kelly and B, so it won't be a miss shell.
There's a lot, but that one for me, I was just like, wow.
This was such a hard question.
It really
Because
was.
and you played one of them on our last battle, the Slaughterhouse Wu-Tang battle. Is you played the Rich Boy Joe Button one. And what's the song called? What's the beat? Look Boy Look Ahead.
Yeah, Boy Look
The
Ahead.
Boy Look Ahead. Oh my goodness. So that was a dope one I really liked. There are so many. The Jay-Z presidential freestyle.
Oh my goodness.
That was one that I really loved.
Yes.
So it was really hard to just narrow it down. There's one that I'm gonna play. I'm actually not going to say because I don't want to give away my hand.
Okay.
But there's one that I plan on. I might play in a future battle.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm
All right.
gonna save that one. I'm not gonna say what it is right now.
Okay.
That I really enjoy as well.
Okay.
But what I actually chose was Hot 97,
All right.
Rockefeller Takeover.
That does not surprise me.
And it's when, for those of you that don't know, Rockefeller, all of them, pretty much right when State Property was coming out, they took over Hot 97.
I mean, literally took over
Hot 97.
Yeah.
And everybody but Jay-Z rapped, and it was because he knew he didn't need to. And what I remember about that whole particular thing, because this was after, it was between Beanie's first and second album.
Right.
But it was after, I think it was after State Property, the soundtrack had come out.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
But it was before like Young Guns and Freeway's albums and all those. I think it was only like Memphis Bleak, Beanie, the State Property, and Jay-Z. I think they were the only ones that actually dropped the album in the State Property album.
Okay.
But what really stood out on that whole thing was Freeway. Freeway like really stuck out, and especially that he had a freestyle over the Uchiwali beat that was dope.
Where you at, Free?
I'm right here, ho. Yo, with so many haters in the city on they high horse, Tonto. Run up on you, shoot you off your high horse, pronto. That's for y'all haters when I find you, mind you. Show you what the 9 do quick. Sing along, chickens who you know messing with the freeway. Nobody, he keep it flowing like the freeway. Oh, Gotti, move yay, move bodies with no shotty free. Roll with the rock niggas with nobody. How you gon' roll with the rob haters with no shotty one? Shot from a pump, leave haters with nobody plus. Nobody wanted with free, wanted with beans. All men in front of your van cluttered with beams, hater spit. None of that crock be as real as it sound, I'm legit. Man, my block probably killing them now, shit. Trick clip been filled with wind stars. Been through them prisons and them what you went for. Give me handshakes, is they fake or real? Person's grill hurts your stomach because a person's face shows how he feels. Especially if he's drunk and blunted. I don't chill, don't squill. Hold gas, several max, couple pumps, 2 9s. If you felines think you want it, I tear ya. Out your paper like Chew Ponzi. Thank you, run it. Run through thugs, Jackie Turner. Shoot through thugs, pack the burner. From the hood where they pack the corners. And the DTs hit the block.
And then him and Beans did a back and forth on the I Shot Ya beat.
Okay.
That was just dope. And but yeah, it's kind of cheating because it's like an hour long radio takeover. But I literally they made that into a mixtape, and I literally used to listen to that mixtape on that Piff. So I mean, so I had to go with it. But yeah, there was definitely that.
Yeah, they
For
went
sure.
up there for one reason only, and just destroy everything.
The only thing I didn't like about that night, so it's funny because Jay-Z didn't rap. He was
Right.
there, but he was like gassing everything
Yeah.
up. He was like, I got anything. So I don't know if you know how well you know the story, but he kept saying, he was like, I'll put money on anything. I got and Cassidy and Swiss Beats actually took him up on that.
Oh.
And that's when the famous Cassidy versus Freeway battle happened. And Cassidy absolutely murdered Freeway. Because Freeway's not he's not the type of rapper that can he's not going to do it without music.
Right.
He needs a beat.
Yeah.
Because the way his flow is, he just needs a beat. And Cassidy is a battle rapper.
Right. Yeah.
And with battle raps, you don't really use a beat.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was more in Cassidy's lane. And Cassidy could spit.
Yeah.
And but it was more in Cassidy's lane. And then it just made Freeway. It was that night that it happened. And then the whole Freeway was like, pretty much begging, put on a beat. This whole thing will go different and put on a beat.
Yeah.
So it kind of turned into, it just put a little wet blanket over the whole thing, knowing how the night turned out. It's one thing. I'll compare it to like this. I'll make a sports metaphor. There's a famous clip of Reggie Bush when he was with the Saints.
All right.
And they played the Eagles in a playoff game. And he caught a pass, and Sheldon Brown, the cornerback for the Eagles, absolutely blasted Reggie Bush. It was a beautiful hit.
Now Reggie Bush lines up as the tailback. Reeves swings it out to Bush. The ball is knocked away, and an incomplete pass.
But you can't. I feel like I'm on Eagles Twitter and all that stuff, and they bring up the hit like, yeah. Even I think Reggie that was a back and forth between Reggie Bush and Eagles fans when they brought it up. And Reggie Bush said exactly what I would have said. The Saints won the game. So even though that hit was fantastic, but the Eagles didn't win the game. That's why I never bring it up.
Yeah.
I literally never, because I always I'm not going to bring up that hit because we lost the game. Which is that would be my argument on the other side.
Yeah.
So it's like, with that takeover with Freeway, with the way he stood out, but then the end of the night, he got taken out by Cassidy.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense. That's perfect. Actually.
Yeah, but regardless, that whole takeover.
Yeah,
man.
they
I remember Emilio. He had some good ones. Everybody, but I can't remember who. I can't remember his name anymore. It was one of Bleak's people.
Okay.
Young Chris killed it also. But it was one of Bleak's people, G to K or something like. It was like somebody that was just like, nah, let's get them all. You can even hear Hov was like, all right, who's next? He messing up the flow for everybody. He like stuttered, he was nervous. The stage was too big for him.
Gotcha.
Stage was too big for him. So yeah, that one. Okay, number 16. Best underground rapper.
Best underground rapper.
You might have you might not want to go with Benny the Butcher, but
I think this is one of the repeats I had.
okay.
So that's Crooked Eye. That's Keith
Okay.
Crooked.
All right.
For how well he raps, he shouldn't be underground. But like I said before, he is out of this world when it comes to the freestyles and just rapping. So
Mine might be a little controversial whether he's underground or not, but it's Joe Budden.
yeah.
Because he does have a very, very popular mainstream hit under his belt, but I think just my own personal criteria for what I think is underground. I don't think Joe would be considered a mainstream artist.
Yeah.
Not rapper Joe.
Right.
I don't think he would be considered a mainstream artist, and I think most people that are casual fans probably couldn't name more than 3 Joe Budden songs.
Yeah, they hold their head
as
on that.
they, as they always let us know. as they always let us know.
They always do.
Yeah, but yeah. So I definitely. I mean, this was an easy answer for me. It's definitely he's my second best favorite rapper of all time. So yeah, for sure. Best feature rapper.
This was tough too.
This was very tough.
but
very tough.
For me, it's Ludacris.
Ooh.
The versatility. He can get on a song with Nas and Jada,
Mhm.
turn around, get on a song with Usher and Lil Jon. He has everything, like literally everything. He has a Justin Bieber feature, like he has, all kinds of different features.
Yep.
So for me, it's Ludacris.
I mean, for me too. I mean, we had a features battle before E and I did, and it was we did a draft.
That's right.
And for the draft, we flipped the coin to see who would pick first, and it was whoever won picked first, and then the other person would pick the next 2, and then you pick 2 after that. And I got first pick, and I think if you had gotten first pick, you would have picked Ludacris.
I would have,
and I definitely picked Ludacris with the first pick, for sure. Because
messed me all up.
just like he said, I mean, Ludacris is dope, and I don't think that features battle's posted, but maybe I will edit that and post it on the YouTube so you can definitely hear. I mean, that's so many. He has so many dope features that you can't even forget.
Yeah,
like songs that he's been on. And
he has a lot.
But he could absolutely kill. And it's funny because Method Man and Redman used to have this show. It was like a prank show.
I know exactly what you're about to say.
And they played a prank on Ludacris where they gave him this whack offbeat beat.
Yeah.
And they had him like croaking like a frog.
Yeah.
And they had him doing all kinds. I'm sure it's on YouTube somewhere.
I remember that.
Fuzzy rabbit.
Yeah, the fuzzy rabbit, the teddy bear.
Cause I'm the sensitive dude. The sensitive man, yeah.
It's gonna fit the scene, trust me. Trust me.
Ooh, I'll be back. I'll be back from.
Now, we're gonna leave the control room to see what Ludacris really thinks of the track.
I can't catch the beat like a mother. You okay? Even if you did like a different flow, could you fuck? If I can catch the beat, I think I'll rap over any mother.
He's saying he can't find the beat. Cause there ain't one, silly. We made this thing on the Casio.
How we looking?
I'm just trying to catch the beat, like catch the rhythm of it.
Okay.
Oh, he actually gonna try to rhyme to this thing. All right. Let's see how far we can push this.
In the beginning of this,
Yeah.
you know how? Could you make like a frog sound and? Oh, he laughing at this.
Frog sound.
Like a.
Well, you, cause I have feelings too damn it. I'm kind of a sensitive guy. Why? Can it be cause I'm feeling a sensitive high? Give me my glass flash blunts and give me my cloudy day. Give me my crown, give me my hand and get the away.
Hey yo, you hear me?
Yeah.
Yo, it was I don't know, it was a little offbeat to me and
Alright, cause I think I started on the wrong one.
I think we done let him struggle long enough. It's time for us to make the sting.
To blow on Redman and Meth Man's new prank show. It's called Stung. The joke's on you, Jack. You've been stung. The joke's on you, Jack. You've been stung.
You know what though, mother? I rode the beat still. I still rode the beat and we can make it a mother song. Cause I don't give a damn.
They had him done, but he still killed it. And when he found out it was a joke, he was laughing, but he was like, I still murdered that beat.
I still killed it.
But it was wild.
I do remember.
It was wild, but that Ludacris is dope. He's
crazy.
Dope. Crazy. Yeah, for sure. I was wondering if you were gonna say him. There was another name I thought you might say, but I was like, I really, because I remember I was like the features battle. I said we both were going with the number one. I said you went with you wanted Ludacris, because as soon as I said it, you was like, yeah.
I had all kinds of plans, man.
I feel like these next 3 are really hard.
Okay.
I ain't gonna lie. I even for the next 2, I wrote more than one down because I don't know which one I'm gonna. I don't even know which one I'm gonna say. So, question number 18.
Okay.
Hardest verse. Hardest
This
verse.
is so hard to
This
answer.
is so hard, and there's honestly there's so many right answers.
Right.
Yeah, there's
And
so many
it
right
depends
answers.
like on what you consider hard
Yep.
and all that.
Yep, exactly.
So I chose Prodigy's verse on Shook Ones. Mobb Deep.
I got you stuck off the realness. We be the infamous, you heard of us. Official Queensbridge murderers. The mob comes equipped for warfare. Beware of my crime family who got enough shots to share for all those who wanna profile and pose. Rock you in your face, stab your brain with your nose bone.
I've said it before. That song just sounds hip hop to me.
Yes.
Like if I wanted to explain what hip hop is to someone who had no idea, I would probably play Shook Ones.
It's funny. I used to say the same. I still say the same thing. I said if an alien came down and said, "What is hip hop?"
Yeah.
I'm playing Shook Ones Part 2.
Yeah.
That song is hip hop.
Yeah.
And that verse that you're talking about was a verse of the month in the source.
Had to be.
Yeah, it definitely was. It's dope. Yeah, for sure. Nothing wrong with that.
That's a hard question.
It is very hard. These are the 4. I had 4.
Okay. All right.
These are the 4, and I'll tell you which one that I'm ultimately going with.
Okay.
But these are the 4. Big L's 98 freestyle. That's one. Which I almost put in the radio one also. Because that was a radio
tough.
freestyle.
I got more riches than you, fuck more bitches than you. Only thing I haven't got is more stitches than you. Fucking punk, you ain't a leader, what? Nobody followed you. You was never shit. Your mother should've swallowed you. You want some tag along, flunky, yes man shit. Do me a favor, please get off the next man dick.
I think I know one of them.
I just played one on that last battle. Inspector Deck on verse on Triumph, which I think is universally thought of as just a dope verse.
I bomb atomically, Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses. Can't define how I be dropping these mockeries. Lyrically perform armed robbery, flee with the lottery. Possibly they spotted me.
One that is probably not, I don't know how well known it even is. I just love this verse, and every time I played it on a battle before, and you know how I do. Yeah, I was like going off on it. He played it on a battle he recently had, I even told him.
It is what
I even told him. I was like, "You better play this."
It's exactly what I.
But if y'all don't know it, listen to it after you listen to this podcast. It's Rick Ross featuring Jeezy, War Ready, and Jeezy's verse on that song is so hard.
Box Chevy in the block, run the whole 50 shots. You just pop until you know you can't pop them no more. When you done came through the block and so many color drops, that these motherfuckers say you can't drop them no more. Already nigga put some change on your head, damn right, fuck around, clear my safe out. I got a few digit scales and a couple Denzels, and you motherfucking right, this is safe out.
I personally think it's the best verse he's ever written.
He went crazy.
And I don't know if it was because him and Ross had their little thing, and he was like, if I'm going to get on a track with Rick Ross, I'm going to absolutely smash this track. You remember the thing?
Was that the first time they worked together after the...
Exactly. On a song called War Ready. I always wonder, like, that's very interesting that
he went crazy.
I'm telling you, that one, that verse right there, listen to it. It's War Ready. I can't remember which Ross album it's on, but you got Spotify. You listen to us on Spotify right now. Just look it up. It's War Ready.
I think Mastermind. Was that
It might have been Mastermind.
I think it's
I
Mastermind.
honestly don't even remember. But that joint is hard.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. When you did your Jeezy verse 50 battle, and I was like, I better hear War Ready.
Yeah. Oh, that was gonna play.
Yeah,
absolutely.
For sure. But I think I'm going to go with Notorious Thugs. Biggie's verse on Notorious Thugs.
We just sitting here trying to win, trying not to sin. High off weed and lots of gin. So much smoke, need oxygen. Steadily counting them Benjamins. Nigga, you should too, if you knew what this game would do to you. Been in this shit since 92. Look at all the bullshit I've been through. So-called beef with you know who. Fucked a few female stars or two. Then I'm blue like niggas blue like Mike. Shit, not to be fucked with.
Then Dangerous. Look, it's just, the song is dope. But I could honestly just listen to his verse and then just cut the rest of the song off.
Yeah.
Cut the rest of the song off. The way he comes in, he uses the Bone Thugs and Harmony flow. The lyrics are on point. So-called beef with you know. I mean, it's just
man.
The flow has been copied in other songs now.
Absolutely.
It's Nicki and Meek did it. They did the flow.
Yep.
But that verse to me is the hardest verse that I'm gonna officially say. Tomorrow I might change my mind and pick one of the other ones. But tonight, as of this recording, it's Notorious though.
That's a great one. That is a great one. That's such a hard question.
It really is. There's so many right answers.
Yeah,
honestly,
truly,
so many right answers. Again, put in the comments and put what you think of the hardest.
Please do.
So we go from hardest verse to question number 19. Best original beat. And to explain what the best original beat. This is a beat that really is not a sample heavy beat. It doesn't have a really known sample. It's like more just like just the producer really like went in and put it together himself.
Got it.
If he sampled anything, maybe a voice or something like that, but not necessarily
Not heavy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So best original beat.
All right. So I went with Dr. Dre.
Okay.
But it's probably not the one y'all think. It's not the big one.
Okay. Well, the big one. Okay.
Was the big one a sample?
The big one was a sample. But
the big one is 50 Cent, obviously.
Oh, that's not the one. That's not the one I was thinking of.
Oh.
Which I guess that says something about Dre.
But for me, it's still DRE.
That's the one I was thinking of.
That one
yes.
goes. I had to look up to make sure it wasn't sampled.
Pianos.
He sampled a little bit, I think, off of Snoop's album. But
A little bit. That by some the beat, the origin of the beat is not a sample. Yeah.
So
I was thinking G thing, which was
heavy.
That's a heavy. That's a sample.
Heavy.
I wasn't even thinking of In the Club.
But still DRE, like you said, them pianos.
Yeah.
They go crazy.
As soon as you hear it.
Oh my God.
Wow.
It
rang off at Super Bowl. I mean, at the Super Bowl, once that came on, every day I forgot about that. I shouldn't have never brought up the Super Bowl. I forgot all about that. Anyway, congratulations, Tom. Oh man. Okay. I just depressed myself. That's a good one though. That's a good one.
Appreciate that.
I wrote down 3. Shook Ones was actually one. That was one that I wrote down because, like I said,
it's another one. Man.
Yeah, Shook Ones was one. The Bridge is Over. BDP, Boogie Down Productions. KRS One. I've always loved that beat. I mean, that's just that's a head nod. Like as soon as you
ugly face.
Yeah, exactly. And the one, see, the other one, I'm not even saying I'm going with this one.
Okay.
But the other one is Unbelievable.
Ziggy Smalls is the illest. Ziggy Smalls is the illest. Ziggy Smalls is the illest. Ziggy Smalls is the illest.
Big.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
Unbelievable. Which has a small sample of He Who Shall Not Be Named, his voice. But I ain't name it, I ain't sing it, so. but
y'all know what that. Some of y'all know what that means.
That one, that I've always loved. That I always thought that's a DJ Premier beat.
That's a really good one.
I think I have to go with Shook Ones, just because of what I said. I didn't use that earlier either, right? No, I'm gonna have to go with Shook Ones, just based on what I said. Yeah, what we already talked about. But that beat, this is how great the song is. He literally used that verse for hardest verse, and I used it for best original beat. I mean, out of all the songs you can choose from, out of all the songs, and we didn't discuss it,
not at all.
Out of all the songs we could choose from, and to have that happen, I mean, that just goes to show how classic that song really is.
One of the greatest songs ever.
Yeah, for sure. So, best original beat we did. Question number 20 is favorite sample.
Okay.
So
it's funny because you literally just said it.
Okay.
Going back to Dr. Dre. Nothing but a G.
Yeah.
Go listen to. It's Leon something. I forget the
Haywood.
Haywood.
I think it's Leon with Haywood.
I want to do something freaky to you.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. But that beat is so smooth, and what Dre turned it into, I still think about it. Like, what made you listen to that and say, okay, I'm gonna flip this?
Yeah.
And then it turned into what we know is again one of the greatest rap songs ever.
Yes, I agree. And mine, the one I have, is one of the greatest rap songs ever. It's the original is by the Charmels, As Long as I've Got You. And it is Cash Rules Everything Around Me. Cream.
Yeah.
And it's one of those, once you hear that, like you hear that, and it's one of those beats, you hear the original and you know exactly what song sampled it. Just like G-Thing. And Cream is just one of the greatest songs ever made. And the way RZA used that sample, the way he set up that song, the way they rhymed on that song, the way Method Man did the chorus on that song, like everything about that song, starting with the sample, was just fantastic.
I actually love ODB at the very beginning, doing the little singing.
And that's a great touch.
Yeah,
that's a great touch, because with the one thing about Wu is so many members, and all of them can contribute in so many kind of ways, where ODB and Method Man had that gruff voice, or the distinct voices.
Yes.
Where they could do the chorus and choruses like that, or do just a little tone like that and make those sounds. But yeah, I absolutely loved it. I just played it recently on that Wu-Tang Slaughterhouse battle. I ended the battle with that.
Had to.
But yeah, it's a great one. And then question number 21.
Okay.
Are you mad because I'm asking you 21 questions?
Are you mad because I'm asking you 21 questions?
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Question number 21. Go-to album. And I'll tell you how I approached this one.
All right.
I approached this one as go-to album, because we already did favorite album.
Yeah.
When I thought of go-to album, I was like, what album is it where just if I want to zone out, if I want to work out, if I want to zone out, if I want, like at work when you cleaning, like after work when we cleaning up and stuff like that, what am I going to throw on, just to make the time go by? And that's the way I looked at it.
Okay.
How did you approach it?
So I kind of thought a little bit the same.
Okay.
I was like, what album have I listened to that I loved back then that I still listen to today, that I love, and just play songs over and over and over again.
Yep.
So
something with no skips. That's important. Yeah, something with no skips.
For me, it's Snoop's Doggy Style.
Okay.
That was actually my first cassette tape that I actually listened to front to back. And to this day, it's still a masterpiece to me. I absolutely love that album. And I still listen to it often.
Interesting note about Doggy Style. You don't want to guess how many mics they got in the Source? I remember how many it got.
3.
It actually got 4.
Okay.
But knowing what we know now, it's definitely a 5 mic album.
Easy.
And they were tripping when they did not give it 5. And if I remember, I can't remember, it's probably online, the original Doggy Style review from the Source. But if I remember correctly, they kind of said this album is not as good as The Chronic. So they penalized it for it. And honestly, I don't think The Chronic even got 5. I think it got 4.5.
Okay.
So they didn't feel like it was as good as because for the longest time, the only 5 mic album that I saw in the Source, when I started reading the Source, I know A Tribe Called Quest's first 2 albums got 5 mics, but I wasn't reading the Source yet when that happened. When I started reading the Source, the only 5 mic I'd seen for the longest time was Illmatic. Which came out in 94. Yeah. And obviously, Chronic came out in 92.
Right.
And the Chronic got 4.5. And Doggy Style came out in 93, and that got 4. If I'm remembering all this correctly, obviously we can look this up online, but if I remember, I'm going back a long time now, 30 years in my mind. But
I'm kind of torn on that way of thinking, though.
It's
because
flawed.
It is. It is. But at the same time, I do like the fact they're not just giving everybody 5.
Yeah, which they started doing, which is why I stopped reading the Source. Once, I love Lil' Kim, but once she got it wasn't even Notorious K.I.M. Whatever album that came after it, she got 5 mics, and I was like, but she was dating somebody on the Source staff. It was some definite things going on. And then I found out Benzino had a big hand in the Source. So I kind of moved towards XXL. But yeah, I was Doggy Style was a 5 mic album. And that's a lot with the classics. I think they did actually do a redo. They redid some of the what we know as classic album. They did it with Reasonable Doubt because Reasonable Doubt didn't get 5 mics either. But they redid the reviews and retroactively gave 5 mics to some albums. And Doggy Style was one of them.
That's good.
But they should have been on it from the jump. So this was hard for me because I make my own playlists.
Yeah.
And listen to playlists. I don't really listen to albums.
Yeah.
So I kind of really had to think. And once I actually thought about it, I was like, oh, okay, I definitely have it because I know what it is. And mine is kind of a cheat. It's not an album that was made and released by the artist. All the songs made and released by the artist. This is more of a compilation.
Okay.
And it's The Definition of X, Pick of the Litter. So it's like DMX's greatest hits combined. But I always, especially when I used to run, or when men used to play ball and I would head into the court and I get something to pump, I would throw in Definition of X. If I'm cleaning, throw in Definition of X. If I'm working out, you can do so many different kind of things with that because DMX just gets you there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, he just gets you there. Yeah. And it's just dope. And there's it's funny because there's only one song that I skip, and it's probably his most mainstream song.
Yeah.
But I just never liked it.
Me either.
Party Up.
I never liked that song.
I just never make me. I just never liked that song. And I always skip it when it comes. As soon as I dun, 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 I skip it right away.
Skip.
But that's the only one that I skip. I listen to everything else. And it's a head nodder. But yeah, it's Definition of X. Pick of the Litter.
I don't think that's cheating though, because they count
greatest
hits as an album.
Yep.
So
they do.
That's not cheating.
So appreciate that.
Yeah.
But so that was 21 questions.
21
the
questions.
hip hop edition. We definitely have. We just talked about. We did the Wu-Tang Slaughterhouse battle recently. We do have a couple battles coming up. I have a battle with NYSB Kamal we're doing. I'm representing Rough Riders. Speaking of DMX, I'm representing Rough Riders, and he's representing No Limit. He's a big No Limit fan, so we're gonna do that battle.
Yep.
And then you and your brother have part 2 of your battle. What's that one?
So we're gonna do musical instruments. This time we're gonna incorporate. It's gonna be some drums. It's gonna be some piano, some organ, some horns, some guitar. It's gonna be a nice little mix. It's gonna be a mixture of genres as well.
Yeah.
So
And it was dope. If y'all seen part 1, part 2 is going to be fire as well because part 1 was fire.
Appreciate that.
So for sure. And then we got podcasts coming to you.
Oh yeah.
We're going to do an Unpopular Opinions podcast, which we teased.
Oh yeah.
We're going to do another best year face off, and we're going to do another actor face off. So that's coming up next couple podcasts. We're going to hit y'all with the content because you asked for it.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. And
Got
so,
you.
yes, indeed.
Yeah.
But as always, you could be anywhere in the world,
but you're here with us.
We appreciate that.
I feel like a